If you've ever struggled with low self-esteem, emotional insecurity, or even just feeling unseen or unheard, especially as a Christian woman, you're not alone. And it's not just about emotions. This lack of deep, rich self-worth affects your relationships, your health, your finances, your faith. It touches everything. So today, we're talking about how to shut down the inner critic, shift your self-talk, and start advocating for the version of you that God designed, not the one the world, your past, or your fear has tried to shape. Let's close the gap between who you are now and who you know you are destined, meant, and chosen to be. So why does this matter? Why does the inner critic carry so much weight? It's simple. The inner critic sounds like you, uses your memories, and plays your fears on repeat. And if you've ever thought thoughts like, I should be further by now, or why bother speaking up, they won't even listen. That's the inner critic talking. It's not conviction, it's condemnation, and it thrives on your silence. The inner critic doesn't just make you doubt your gifts, it convinces you to bury them. And here's where things get scary. When you believe the critic, you start to settle. You start settling all over the place, settling for unhealthy relationships, settling for emotional leftovers, settling in spaces that you were never meant to settle, spaces that were never meant to contain your calling. You start watching other women win, and you wonder, why not me? You scroll through highlight reels on social media, knowing deep down you could build something meaningful, but you don't because you're afraid you'll fail. Or worse, you're afraid you'll succeed and still feel empty. Does any of this sound familiar? That's why we're not playing with this anymore. You don't have to keep living under the weight of thoughts that were never yours to carry. See, most people will tell you to just be confident, to just believe in yourself. But let's be honest, confidence doesn't work if the foundation is correct. The truth is, the inner critic isn't just mental, it's spiritual. And until you deal with the roots, the fruit will not change. So what's the real solution? I'm so glad you asked. It's a blend of biblical truth and brain science. God didn't just call you fearfully and wonderfully made. He gave you the ability to renew your mind. That's in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And that means you can change how you think. And by doing that, you change how you see yourself, speak up for yourself, and ultimately how you show up in the world. Let me break this down into 5 steps that you can start using today. You ready? Let's get it. Number 1, catch the thought early. Don't wait until you're spiraling. Start noticing the first sign of self-doubt. Ask, would God say this to me? If not, it's got to go. Number 2, challenge the narrative. Your inner critic often repeats an old story. I'm not good enough, they'll leave, I always mess up. But that's not your only story. Rewrite it with evidence of your growth. Number 3, speak life. Number 3, speak to yourself like you speak to a friend. When your sister is struggling, do you tear her down? No, you lift her up. Start talking to yourself with that same compassion, empathy, and truth. Number 4, root your worth in God, not performance. You're not more valuable on your best day and less valuable on your worst day. Your worth is steady, consistent, constant because it was never based on performance. It's based on the promises of God. Number 5, advocate for yourself out loud. Use your voice in rooms and relationships and even in prayer. Say what you need. Ask for help. Set boundaries. You have the right to be a whole, wonderful, full, amazing person. So let's run that back one more time. Plain and simple, because you know I like to use a lot of words. Number 1, catch the lie before it takes root. Number 2, challenge the story you've been repeating. Number 3, speak kindly to yourself. Gracious, loving, kind. Number 4, remember your worth comes from God, not your hustle. And number 5, use your voice to protect your peace. And these aren't just cute affirmations. This is biblical and brain-backed truth. This is how you start silencing the inner critic and walking fully in your God-given worth. Quick story time. Let me tell you about Tasha. She's a young professional, faithful, creative, gifted, amazing. But every time an opportunity came up, that critic showed up louder. You're not qualified. You don't have the look. You'll mess this up. And she believed it until one day in Bible study, someone asked her, when will you stop asking permission to be who God already said you are? That question flipped the switch. She started journaling differently. She started speaking up in meetings. She started praying with boldness and clarity. She started setting healthy boundaries. And now she's leading, mentoring, thriving, and she's not even close to seeing what God has in store for her. You could be next. You already have what it takes. You just need the tools to shut the critic down and stand in your truth. And now you've got them. You've got those 5 steps. Put them into practice. And if you want faster results, deeper support, more resources to keep growing, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a sister who needs to hear it too. This is your time. Let's silence that critic for good. See you guys in the next video. Ever have those days where no matter what you do, the little voice in your head says it's not enough? You could be showing up for work, for family, for ministry, and somehow it still feels like you're failing. That voice, that's the inner critic. And girl, it can be loud. Let's be real. When your sense of self-worth is shaky, everything feels harder. Your confidence takes a hit, your boundaries get blurry, and your ability to speak up or take space gone. You feel stuck between wanting to show up fully and questioning if you even deserve to. This is where this conversation begins. Because here's the truth. If you've ever struggled with low self-esteem, emotional insecurity, or even just feeling unseen or unheard, especially as a Christian woman, you're not alone. And it's not just about emotions. This lack of deep, rich self-worth affects your relationships, your health, your finances, your faith. It touches everything. So today, we're talking about how to shut down the inner critic, shift your self-talk, and start advocating for the